Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we'll be looking at the racing from the Vaal today, the 10th of December, where we have eight races. What I saw today was there was no maiden plates, there's seven handicaps and one progress plate, and that's not every day that you get a card where there are no maiden plates on. So, but before we start looking at the form, just a few things. Outside of Genie is not a tipster. What we do is we do form analysis. We uh, analyze the form, and then we give you the punter outsider selections that you can add to your to your selections, and hopefully, if those outsiders arrive, you can have the benefit of it. Like yesterday at the Cape Town, we gave you the World's My Oyster 14-1, and also we give you a best bet. The best bet was I'll tell you now. Got it here. The best bet was um, Mach 4 in race number 7, and that won at 7-2. Very nice. Yeah, and then we also had one or two other winners on the card, but that was the two major ones on the card. Also, some of our outside selections that placed, boosting the dividends. So you can subscribe to our service. Our service normally is 500 Rand a month, but for this week till Saturday, I've got this special going. For 400 Rand, you can sign up from now till the end of January. So therefore, you will get cover on all the big races coming up in Cape Town. So 400 Rand gets you signed up till end of January. And I can assure you, the money that you're going to spend on signing up for a subscription, you're going to get back more than that on the information that I give you. I have proven that outside of Genie is a Genie. We give you lots of winners. I can give you names of people that you can contact. So, yeah, take out your subscription. Contact me 083-585-5133. And every day you'll get our analysis. You get our race by race selections, trifectas, quartets, pick sixes, and PAs and not expensive. And then you can easily add on to that, or you can use some of that number in your play, and hopefully you'll catch those bigger dividends. So let's move on to race number 1. Let's have a look at the betting. It is a Phillies Mares handicap, 70 handicap, class D, average metal rating 70. So here's the betting. Number 1, Desert Pride 4-1, 13-2, Brooklyn Bridge 8-1, Flying First Class, Miss Khalifa 8-1, Hear the Trumpet 8-1, Feather the Nest 9-1, Tandikele 11-1, and 12-1, and longer the rest. Here are my selections, and what I do is I give you 3 selections. My first 3 selections is, the first one is my outright winner. That is the horse that I think that will win the race. That can be at any price. It's not necessarily a favorite. And then I give you my 2 outsider selection in no particular order. So in this race, I'm going for number 12, Feather the Nest. I've just get the feeling this Benjamin filly by Announce Me has been running there and thereabouts, and I do feel that uh, that today she can be involved. Last time out, she just faded a little bit after over racing, and before that ran under 4 lengths behind Miss Khalifa, and has now got a little bit of a turnaround in weights. But I think Feather the Nest can surprise and win this race. My outsider selections is number 1 outsider selection is number 16. Is Tandikele. Tandikele is a from the from Alexander stable. Alexander stable are in form. Luke Ferraris riding from them from row 9, but it doesn't matter. It's up the straight. But now this race has got an average merit rating of 70. Now, if you look here, you'll see that Tandikele has raced in some 74, 78s and wasn't disgraced. So I think Tandikele today with this 1400 meters can improve and be involved in the finish. My other outsider selection is number 7, which is another Konais piece inmate. Remember, they had this big win at the Vaal on when was it? On Saturday, when they had this Leuven, they had this horse Olympic deal. Or was it Tuesday? Tuesday, yeah, it was Tuesday. They had this big win. Now, Louvain has also run in 72, 78. Here's the one in 76, also in the Vaal 1450. John Sampson, there the Vaal over the 1500 meters. And yeah, last time out, slowing to stride. And I think Leuven definitely a horse that you need to watch out for. The favorite here is number 1, Dark Pride, who just won his maiden, and he beat a horse, Dancing Arabian, that did nothing in the next race. So I'm not sure about the strength of this field, but maybe this Billy can be above average. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But number 1 is the favorite. Then let's move on to race number 2. Race number 2, here we have I don't know, the last 2 days, the scrolling has become a problem. I thought it was solved, but sometimes it still gives us a problem. So here's race number 2. Crank It Up 15 to 10. Golden Peasant 5 to 1. Nordic Rebel 7 to 1. Watch Your R 7 to 1. Flashburn 8 to 1. Skin Mac 10 to 1. 12 to 1. And longer the rest. Well, I can't understand. There's something that just caught my eye here. This Shenanigans, you know, he used to race over longer distances, and there is a race today for over longer distances. But I see they've got this horse here in the 1600 meters, which I deem much too short. So I don't know. Maybe they've got a plan. So let's have a look at race number 2, where my first selection is the favorite, number 6. We are running here in a B division 90 average rating. Now, if you see that Crank It Up has been running in that divisions, and I think has been running on well in the last 2 races, both times 400 to finish. And I think Crank It Up today will be too good for this field. Outside of selections, we can look at number 5. Number 5 is Flashburn. Yeah, Flashburn has also run against 87s, 82s. Last time out, never went on. But I think let's give this horse another chance today. The field doesn't look too strong, and definitely Flashburn can surprise like it did 2-3 runs ago. And my other outsider selection is number 2. Golden Peasant. Ish. Sorry guys, I really apologize for this. Now I'm on to race 3 again. Jeez. I really apologize. Okay, here we have Golden Peasant. Oh, God, it's Golden Peasant. Here's Golden Peasant. Golden Peasant last Saturday ran close up 4th, and I think the 1600 meters will not be a problem for this horse. And this horse has been running against also strong opposition, 88. We had it won at 88, now in a 90, you know, 81, 92. And I think Golden Peasant has been having quite a few runs in November. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 runs in November, and already now having its second run in December. But that's how the Konaispie stable runs. They race their horses often, and they do fare well. They are always fit. Another horse that you want to include in your outsiders and in your calculations is number 4, What You Are, Craig Zaki on board. That horse also finished, I think, 5 or 6 lengths behind in his last race on Saturday. But I think also a horse with ability not to be excluded. And let's move on to race number 3, where my first selection is as follows. Oh yeah, let me just have a look at the betting first. Race number 3 is a Felicia Mares 88 handicap over 1600 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is as follows. Number 2, Dynastic Like 5 to 2, Castle Dunrow 4 to 1, Rock you 11-2, Leading Fast 7-1, Meerkat 8-1, 9-1, Destiny's Game 12-1, and longer the rest. And here my first selection, let's go to my first selection, is number 8, Leading Fast. Leading Fast is also won by a fast neck rock. Now, amazingly for me, this horse has never run over the 1600 meters. Now, it has also run against a reasonably strong opposition. Eskimo Kisses is no donkey. Lady of Liberty is no donkey. Um, so, but now today, they're putting this horse for the first time over 1600 meters. Sean Terry, Lyle Hewitson, and I think this horse is crying out for the 1600, even in 1800 meters. As you will see, this horse always runs on 24, first fastest 400, fastest 400 to finish, fastest 400 to finish. Always run on. And I do believe today is the day that the 1600 would suit this horse, and you're going to see the real Leading Fast. Outside the selections, we're going to look at number 9, Rock You. Marco van Rensburg on board for Gudulakis, Mr. Gudulakis, lucky. And I think Rock You also in, there's always runs close up, except for that race behind Dance Class, wasn't striding out, but has had 2 runs over 1600 meters course and distance, 2 seconds, and number 9, Rock You, definitely a contender in this race. My other outsider selection is number 5, Meerkat. I think as well, Meerkat is also going to run a good race today. Has been there and thereabouts, except for the last run slow, nothing go, but let's ignore that run. But before that, there has been running constantly, can be involved in a finish. But there are horses of chances in this field, other horses that you can look at. Dynastic Light is the favorite and did run well last time out behind Set the Standard, but ran out a bit out of steam, but maybe needed to run, so can be fitter for now. And then also Encryption also run well, always there and thereabouts. Also a horse that has got ability, and also a horse that maybe you want to include into your play is number 4, Ocean Forest. Did win 2 races in a row before beating Rock You, and now back over the 1600 meters where it had a few runs on. So all in all, I think a little bit of an open race here, not a race to go big on. So let's move on to race number 4, which is a progress plate, Class P, average medal rating 91. Let's have a look at the betting. Near the betting is number 7, Miss Elegance, 19-10, Riverstown 2-1, Invada 30-10, so Dean 15-2, 9-1, Cockney Proud 35-1, and longer the rest. Now, if you have a look here in the base weighted column, you'll see Riverstown, Sandoni, Cockney Strand, Miss Elegance, Nvidia. Now, my first selection is again a Cornice piece in my Cockney Pride. You can really ignore this horse last run. It was over 1160, which I think is too short for this horse now. But before that, this horse has run against very stiff opposition, always running well. And I think with Craig Zaki on board, the jockey is ridden it 5 times, and he's won 2 times with it. And I think today is going to be another case where Greg Zaki is going to win with this horse. I can't believe it's 9-1. I think that's a very good price. And for outsider selection, this horse number 2, Nvidia. Nvidia is going for the first time over a longer distance, and looking at her breeding, I'm sure this horse can do the 1600 meters, and also has been running against hugely better position than here. And I'm thinking that the 1600 meters will not be a problem for the Nvidia. Maybe the shorter distances are, he's a little bit outpaced on that. And then here we have number 1, which is Riverstown, the favorite. Yeah, this also has run against some decent opposition. You look here, 108, 114, 110, 111. But really, last time out just faded. But I mean, maybe they used this horse for a pacemaker for Southern Pudding because it finished stone last way off. And I'm just scared that this run might come too soon after that, that this horse maybe, overdone himself in that race. And before that, also had another hard race against you do go Magic. Yeah, and in the form behind Mount Pleasant, that was a nice run, but after Mount Pleasant fluffs its line, now that form doesn't look so strong anymore. So that is then this race. So let's move on to the next race, which is race number 5. A merit rated 93 open handicap for 3-year-olds, Class B, average merit rated 86. Let's have a look at the betting. I must say there's some nice horses running today. It's nice to see a little bit of quality horses running. Looking forward to the racing. Dr. Doolittle 3-1, 3-1 Purple Panther, Have a Go Joe 15-4, 9-2 the 8 Lord, Shah Bar 9-2, 14-1 Gold Season, FS Squadron 14, 16-1 Elusive Swan. Here in race 5, my first selection is number 3. The 8 Lord. The 8 Lord also ran behind Yellow Dad, but that was won easily. But again, was running on from behind as he did before. And I think even if the weight turnaround, Dr. Doolittle is going to battle to turn it out 2.25 lengths. And I think 8 Lord in this race is a nice bet today. In outside section number 2, Gold Season. I think this horse is much better than the form looks. I took this horse to Greyville. He won a small future. Wario was a maiden. Then he ran 3 lengths behind the breeze. And I think currently this horse is at 14-1. I really do feel that this price is definitely, this horse can win this race, number 2, Gold Season. And my other outsider selection is number 5, Shah Kabar. It's a Ferrari by Galileo Mir. Just won its maiden, but I think this horse has got more to often. Do include in your play. And also Have a Go Joe wasn't displaced last time out. Ran on well from behind, 24 seconds, fastest 400. So can also go in next time. Can also be in the firing line. So let's move on to race number 6. A merit rated 76 handicap, Class D, average merit rating 66. Here the betting is as follows. Number 2, Littlewood 2-1, 5-2 Imperial Master, 11-2 French Leave, 9-1 Good Approval, 12-1 Magic Vision, and longer the rest. I'm not going to dwell long on this race really. For me, there's 2 horses that stand out, and that's number 1, Littlewood, Imperial Master and Littlewood. And if I look at the form of Imperial Master, this is a 66. You can have a look here. The average merit rating in this race is a 66. It's there you go, D66. Now Imperial Master was running in his maiden was a D66, which he won very easily. Then he ran in a 94 and a 90, and I think Imperial Master will be too good in this field, and also my best bet of the day. Littlewood also has got strong form. The rest of the form very weak. I think in the pick 6, I'm only having those first 2, number 1 and 2, in my pick 6, and then there are other horses that can run place. My other, just for the record, my outsider selections was number 9, Magic Vision, which I think can involve to be running in the places, and also my other outsider selection, number 4, French Leave. But that is just horses that I would put in my quartets and trifectas and stuff, but I can't see them beating. I mean, this horse was 22 lengths behind Littlewood last time, and it's going to take a huge effort to turn that around, I would think. So let's move on to the next race, which is race number 7, which is a merit rated, finished merit rated 92 over 1,000 meters, Class B, average merit rated 91. And here was the betting thumbs up 3-1, Sweet Sensation 92, Medical Flight 5-1, Spring Break 8-1, Before the Dawn 11-1, 11-1, Impressive Duchess, Winter Watch 12-1, See My Vision 12-1, 14-1, and better the rest. And here again, today I'm going for this horse called number 7, Sweet Sensation. I don't know if you guys remember, but on Saturday this horse ran in a future race. The so-called more was an A division 93, and the horse drifted. It was my best bet of the day. The horse drifted from 7-2 to 11-1, and he got up on the line to beat Anna Capri. And I think today again, I'm siding with Sweet Sensation. You say there's a saying in racing: you back a horse till it loses, you don't back it till it wins. So let's go for Sweet Sensation again today. Definitely, I would think this horse has got is above ability, and obviously he's going to get a penalty. I'm not sure how much the penalty is going to be, but I think still with that penalty can be competitive. In my outsider selection is number 1, Before the Dawn, carrying 64 but getting 1.5 off, and I think that will be um, the biggest opposition to Sweet Sensation they have met before, and also behind Anna Capri. Then this ran again. This again Sing for Rafa, and I think Before the Dawn today can be involved in the finish. My other outsider selection is number 11, which is Impressive Duchess. Impressive Duchess ran, I think, in that race was like 4 lengths behind in that race. Also, I think a huge horse with potential, only carrying 53.5, put in the back ends of your quartets, but I'm sure it will battle to beat the stablemate. So let's go move on to race number 8, which is the last race. And here we have over 1,000 meters. Race 8. A Felicia Mayor 67 handicap. Class D average minute rate at 71. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is as follows. Number 1, Muleta 5-2, May Queen 11-2, Java House 8-1, Royal Lily 9-1, Samoa 9-1, See Your Tiger 12-1, Hot Gossip 14-1, Big City Girl 14-1, Clay Morris 14-1, and 20-1, and longer the rest. And here my first selection is the master himself, number 5, May Queen. I think this daughter of Skid Kiesel is going to run a huge race again. Last week at Turffontein just ran, I think it was on Monday, gang leader, the 23rd of December, ran less than a length behind gang leader. And before that wasn't this race behind Princess Nicole, which was an average minute rate at 80. Now she's running in a 71 and did win 2 races in a row with Stradom on board on one of them. And I think I'm looking for May Queen to run a huge race again today. Number 1, Muleta, I did fancy her last time out, and I did give her as my outright selection, Muleta. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I also gave it as the best bet of the day, but I'm talking under correction. But I did give Muleta that day, and at 1 start to finish, definitely a horse that you need to look at. Outside of selections, number 2, Royal Lily. I think Royal Lily also, one of these days, she's going to put it all together again. Also nicely bred horse. And one of these days, Royal Lily will put it together and surprise everybody. My other outsider selection is number 4. Number 4 is See You Tiger. Now, it has been over 600 days since See You Tiger last win. But if you have a look at his merit rating was 87, now it's 77. It's coming down, and he's raced against much higher average merit rating races than racing today. And it's not, but for the race behind Before the Dawn, which was in a 90, now running in a 71. Always there about 4 lengths, 2 lengths, 5 lengths, and one of these days with the poor match at stable in form, they're going to put it together. And then, yeah, there's other horses, Hot Gossip, also horse that's been running well lately. I don't know what happened last time. Maybe it was a little bit short because you can too far, because you can see it was in contention, but then over the last 20 meters, it dropped out. Java House, also a young horse, can be involved, can improve. Milan's Express is scratched. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of our preview. I hope I could point you in the right direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.